Good morning and welcome to the Always in Stitches Kimberbell Design Room. We have two of our Kimberbears that are auditing our class today. They want to see what we're doing. We have Virginia that's going to be stitching out our dealer exclusive, and Peter is filming this. And our dealer exclusive for September is the Tooth Fairy pillow. We have a blue and then a pink, and we're going to be stitching the blue one out today. So enjoy the class. Okay, Virginia, you're on. What she's doing first is she is doing the placement line for the batting, and she has all of her, oh, we gotta stop. Okay, she has all her materials that she needs, the batting, the material for the tooth and the sentiment, the pocket, the backing, and then the tooth and the crown.
Now, with people who aren't familiar with Kimberbell, could you walk us through like what some of the silver is?
The silver is a glitter, and the white is a glitter. And this just makes your the tooth shiny and the crown shiny.
Now, I know there's a lot of batting options. What would you recommend for this project for batting?
We used a thin loft, not a real thick one because it doesn't need to be thick. And the stabilizer that she's using is cutaway. So, and it's not real thick either. Okay.
Is that something we carry here at the shop?
Yes, we carry cutaway. It's OESD cutaway. We have cutaway, tear away, wash away. Okay. Just
I have threaded it wrong or something.
Well, these are all things that you'll run into anytime you do an embroidery project.
Yeah. Let's just see. Okay, let me just rethread, and then we'll not. And this happens when you're doing it. And you got to get your bifocals to work right.
There it goes. Yeah, you may help you.
Blindly. Wait a minute. We don't need that much thread. Okay, there we go. We kind of got carried away.
So I have pulled up on the camera the instruction sheet, and
yes,
they're very thorough.
They are very thorough. If you look, I'll come over here and point so you can see. This is machine step 1. So like on the Janomes, here is machine step 1. We don't worry about the colors, but machine step 1, machine step 1. This is, okay, let me up, or, oh, I knew this was. Okay, while she's stitching this out, this is machine step 1, and this is what the machine is doing right now, doing the batting placement line. So when it's finishing stitching, she'll take the batting and she's going to completely cover the stitch line with it.
Now, what's the purpose of the stitch line?
It shows you where to put your material. Well, in this case, it tells you where to put the batting. And all you need to do is make sure all the line, that box is completely covered. Now it's placing the tack down line, which is for the different pieces of material that she'll be using. So it stitched this line, and now it's going to go and stitch the box over the batting. And you'll notice here, when she gets this done, this will be shaded, so that's telling her this is the piece of material you want to use, which they call piece 1. and it's number 1, so that would be this piece right here. And she will lay that over this top part that has been stitched. It'll do it twice sometimes just to make a firmer seam. And this is the directions type. Like here they even told you what to do beforehand, which we'd already done, of pressing and taking the plastic film off of the glitter sheet, so you have everything ready and you don't really have to stop. Okay, you're going to put this. Now she'll put this piece over and she's going to cover that top box.
The direction tells you every item to do.
Excellent directions. And you always have to put your presser foot up and down so the computer knows that you're ready for the next step.
That's the part that I always get stuck on.
I always forget to put it down, but it tells you. It will tell you that you forgot to. Okay, this is the trim line that just happened. So now Virginia's going to trim this piece off of the material because we don't need that. And you can take your hoop off if it's too far from you. Or wait, let me show you something really cool, everybody.
Okay.
Go over here and you hit this middle button here and then hit this and it brings your hoop down to you. So you don't have to take it off.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm a little slow because I want it to be right.
Oh, you're doing fine. And then when she gets that done, she'll put the next piece of material on.
So are we on step?
We will be getting ready to do machine step 4, pattern step 7. Okay. And then she will put this down right sides to right side, so it goes like that. Mm-hmm. And she wants to cover that stitch line. No, put it up on top here.
Yeah.
Over the blue. No, over the blue.
Over the blue.
Over the blue.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yep, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I'll just, put it underneath so it doesn't get caught. And now it'll stitch the seam line.
She's on the.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to go back here.
Oh, yeah.
And, okay. Oh, you got to use your presser foot, It'd be nice if we got the machine ready. Now you're ready.
Good.
All these steps you have to remember. And then this is the fun part where you're going to fold and press. So she's going to bring the gray piece down. And you can finger press it. Or we have this cute little tool. It's from Clover. It's a presser, and you just run it. It's kind of like a little... So it's always fun to play with another tool.
Would the Clover tool prevent the fabric from getting stretched a little bit?
It might, yeah, because with your finger, you might. Okay. So now she's going to do a tack down line, and it's going to go all around. We got enough material there. That's all right. That's all right. We're fine. Okay, the next step it's going to quilt. And we're just leaving our thread white for this.
Now I noticed on this directional sheet, it'll tell you to change to the desired color.
Right. You can change. You can use any color you want. I just used white. I liked it because it doesn't show up a whole lot, but it just shows up enough to do. So it's going to go and go up.
In the background, we have the love notes, and a lot of people. Can you tell us about that?
This was the mystery quilt from Kimberbell. It was the 5 Mondays in August that you got a direction. Well, it's over with, but we do have some mystery quilts, the fabric kit, the embellishment, and the directions still available. If you would like them, you can call our store or come in and purchase them. And we also have a couple thread kits that goes with the love notes.
Do we have the thread kits for other projects in the store?
We have a thread kit for Vintage Boardwalk and Boulevard bench pillow that we have available. This is just something new that we started carrying, and it's glide thread, and Stephanie loves glide. She says it's really good. She uses it for embroidery and long arming.
Now, when doing these Kimberbell newer exclusives, Deborah, what are some of the things that you enjoy about the newer exclusive projects themselves?
Well, it gives you another pattern that may not be, that is not out there. We did rain boots, little rain boots, a couple months ago. And there are other boots out there, but this particular one was not. So it just gives you another pattern to do. So it's just always just a little something more that they have that you can work on. Okay, so the quilting is all done with this. So the next step is, okay, raise your presser foot. Remember, you always do that. I know, we always forget that. No, you don't have to change thread yet. You're going to keep it white because you're going to do this. So you want to do your tooth outline, so do the placement line so you know where to put the. And Kimberbell will also give you little notes to do, because like the tooth is raw edge applique, so you're just going to cut, once she puts this down, then you're going to, she'll trim it, but that's it. There's not going to be satin stitch or anything like that on it. Okay, another little, this is just something I do. I just pull that so the thread is not in there. Okay, now you want to cover your tooth outline. And just make sure that it's all covered.
Is that a way?
And now she's going to do the tack down line. And I just hold it. I don't tape it or anything. I just hold it so it's smooth. And it's just doing a heavier stitch because it's going to be raw edge applique. And it's not hard to trim these. The only tricky part is down here where the roots are because it's a smaller area. Okay, I would take your hoop off this time because it's going to be easier to turn it when you go around and trim your tooth. Just don't unhoop it. If we unhoop it, we're in trouble then.
I've done that before.
And she'll just go around, and you want to trim close to the seam line, but not, you don't want to cut the seam line. And after you trim it, if there's a spot that you go, oh, I think I've got too much, then you can always trim it up.
Kimberbell's instructions are extremely, I think, user-friendly.
Yes. And it's forgiving. This is forgiving, you know.
Right.
You don't want to, and I know white on white is hard to see, but you're doing a great job. And each month, we will have a different dealer exclusive. Like we said, this month is the Tooth Fairy Pillow. And we will have out in our Kimberbell area the directions and a thumb drive for the Tooth Fairy pillow that you can purchase. You have to come in the store and get it. And if you'd like, we've also made up some kits. We have the blue kit, and I didn't bring the pink over. And then we do have a pink version of it if you would like to buy the kit. And
so the kit will come both in a blue option or a pink option?
Yes, they're kitted separately. I didn't put them both in the same kit. But if you'd like a kit, then they're out there also in our Kimberbell area.
So if somebody wanted to do multiple projects, they could get a couple pink, they could get a couple blue.
Correct.
And do multiple projects.
Right. And just because this is the September exclusive doesn't mean like in October or November you'll go, oh, I want to make a Tooth Fairy pillow. You can still come in and get it. It's not there's not a set time and then we put it away.
Now, do I need to change the color?
No, you're going to do now the tooth. So you got to do the placement line. And then just put that on there. You can leave it white. It'll probably be a little easier to see.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure you cover the crown. Now you're ready to trim the crown. Have fun. you got those round.
It is tiny.
Yeah, it's tiny and it's round. Now the next step they say you can do is to press the glitter sheets down, and this will just adhere the glitter to the fabric. And I've done it both ways, and when we get done we'll show you the pillows. On this one with the quilting, when I pressed it down, it kind of showed the lines in the tooth. It indented it a little bit, which wasn't bad. It didn't look bad. The second one I made with the pink material, I didn't quilt it, but I didn't press it also. So it made the tooth look a little puffier, you know, like a tooth. So you have that option that you can do either way. Yeah, this is the tricky part now, doing those round.
Whoops. You need good glasses,
Yeah.
good eyes.
So you can see. That's why I kind of left it white, so you might be able to see it a little better. And again, once you've trimmed it, and then you can look at it again and go, oh, I missed this little area, and then you can take your scissors and trim that area. Because the crown is small, and it's got those little round tops, and it makes it a little harder to do. But your tooth needs a crown. See, it'll look good when you're done. And the next one, then you're going to put the face on your, yeah, we can trim that later if you want.
Good.
But it looks good. It's got a good crown. Okay, now we're going to change the top thread to pink because we're going to do his cheeks. So Virginia gets to change the thread.
Change the thread to pink.
That's one thing in embroidery, you can do a lot of thread changing. And it doesn't matter whose thread you use, it's whatever you prefer. We have Robison Anton, we have Glide now. Okay, wait a minute here.
There, I got it.
Let's cut this off. Can I borrow your scissors? Because you don't, sometimes if you pull it out through that way, it will fray. Okay, wait. Peter, can you put the thread through there? Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Thread changing. Okay, so you go this way and around this way.
Okay.
And then I'll let you go from there.
Okay. Have to see it under here.
Yeah.
Let me get it.
Can you get it?
Yep. There.
Did you get it under there?
Yes.
Okay. And we have a thread, a threader, and I would say 98% of the time it will work. There's about a 2% time I think it gets tired and says I don't want to work anymore. So it's faster just to go through and
quits.
Thread it yourself.
Right.
Give it a rest.
Okay. Now.
Okay, so now we are on machine step 11, and Virginia's going to check and make sure it says 11's highlighted. Okay, and we're going to do the cheeks decorative fill.
I'm going to stop to cut my big
Yeah, you can cut your thread off.
Because I don't like it getting
It'll get stitched in.
stitched in.
Those will be some nice rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go with that pretty crown. And it's fun to sit here and watch it embroider. It's amazing how they do the program.
The funnest machines.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, you do and you think, oh my God.
How do they do that?
I know it, and it's so easy with them telling you every
Yeah.
little step. Because I need every little step.
it's how they digitize it and get it. That's the part I would like to watch and see how somebody does that. And I know they have, like with Janome and others, they have digitizers that you can purchase, but I just never have done that yet.
Now, Deborah, do we also carry the Janome embroidery machines?
Yes, we carry the Janome embroidery machines. We have the 500E and the 550E, which are strictly embroidery machines. And then the Skyline 9 is an embroidery sewing machine, and the 15,000 is an embroidery sewing machine. So they will do both. But the only thing you have to watch with the S9, you don't get all the bigger, like you don't get this size hoop, which is like a 6x10 hoop. So there's some designs you won't be able to do, and so you'll have to be careful with that. But now you're gonna go to black.
So if somebody has questions about, a design that they saw and what kind of machine should they have, hoop size, to be able to fill that, would they be able to call you?
Yes, they can. And if you have a design, like you've seen a design online that you can purchase, the only thing you have to make sure is that you get your right format code. And that's a 3. Like with Janome, we have to buy JEF files, JEF files. So each brand of machine has their own 3-letter format code. So you'd have to make sure you get the right one for your machine. And a lot of times with, like with Kimberbell, they'll give you different sizes. Now, not on the pillow, it's only one size, but a lot of their other designs, you might get a small, medium, and large. So you can use a smaller hoop. And that makes it nice because you can try all 3.
Yeah, I remember when you did the leaf. You did a little baby leaf and then a big
and then
leaf.
and then they had a bigger leaf. Next month I'll be able to show you the 3 different sizes for that dealer exclusive.
So there's the incentive to stay tuned for next month.
Yeah, you'll see 3 different sizes. And Virginia's volunteered to make one of the sizes.
So I'm going to experiment.
You're going to experiment. Okay, so now you should be on 12. You're going to do the mouth and the eyes. And you can just kind of hold that out of the way or stop it here because it's traveling with you.
Yeah,
and
it's a travel.
Doesn't get caught. And Virginia's hat, she had never had an embroidery machine. She does a lot of hand embroidery.
Like a Dresden plate that she brought to
the
meeting today.
So she's excited. Her family got her an embroidery machine, so she has started taking classes.
Yes.
So she's learning how to do machine embroidery now.
And Debra is an excellent teacher.
Oh, thank you.
She's
Okay. So now you get to change thread again.
Right.
And don't worry about the jump stitches. We'll talk
Okay.
about them when we get it done. You want the light blue now. The jump stitches that are right here, you can trim after. And we have a cool tool that we can show you what to use to trim your jump stitches. And we have a good display here of Janome. They've got their body suits.
Oh, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, we did the love notes, but the body suits, they come in
We could probably unpackage one.
3 different sizes, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9, and 9 to 12 months. And we'll take one out here. We have a display out in the, and what's cool about these is it's open on the side, So when you go to hoop it, it's easier to hoop. And you can put this out then because it's not sewn here. And we have 3 different CDs that you can get to make, to put on here. My favorite is Don't Make Me Call Grandma. So, except my grandkids are all older than that, but than babies anymore. But they come in the pink, and then we have them in gray. And you can use any, but this is just what.
How does the quality of the cotton feel that they use?
Oh, this feels really soft. Babies would love this because it's not scratchy. And then when you get done, then all you'll do is you turn this inside out. If I can get it. And then you'll just sew this seam right along there and then close it in. And then you have a cute little outfit for your grandchild or a niece, grandniece, nephew.
If somebody, say, just finished Love Notes, or they just finished Vintage Boardwalk, and would they be able to put one of those designs on one of the bibs?
Yes. You can take designs from their other CDs and put it on something else. Like the Love Notes, someone said they did a typewriter and they made an error, so they wanted to make a new one to go in their quilt, so they took the one that they weren't not happy with, but they had done something, I think one of the keys didn't turn out right, and they made a pillow. Another lady said she was going to take like 4 different typewriter, one of the mailboxes, or 2 typewriters and a mailbox, and put it together and make a small wall hanging.
Oh, wow.
Instead of a great big, the great big. Somebody took the little bluebird, the little birdie told me, and they incorporated this in the Love Notes and made a smaller quilt. This was a free pattern from Kimberbell to go when they came out with the Love Notes. Just said a little birdie told me. So you can mix and match any of their designs and make whatever you want. Make a bag, a tote bag, pillows, put them on shirts. So, okay. Well, we got to get back to Virginia's.
Right.
Just moving right along without us. Oh, my.
So now I do the black lettering.
Okay, now
right?
you got to change your thread again.
Right.
So you can do black or navy blue. I've got navy blue over there if you want. I think that's the far spool.
I'll try that.
So this is just some of the stuff. You'll have to come in and visit our Kimberbell area, plus our other areas in our shop. But it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed. I've been out to Kimberbell twice, and they're very welcoming, and it's a lot of fun to see everything they're doing.
And they are coming up with new things all the time.
Well, I just got an email last night that they're coming out with 4 new products.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
One is, if I can remember them all, one is a CD of Christmas stockings. And they must be made with some felt because they're coming out with packages of felt, different colors of felt.
Wow.
And scissors, they have a package. There's either 4, I think there's 4 different pairs of scissors. And they come in this cute little box. And then Ginger's Christmas bench pillow that they had come out with before, they have an embellishment kit. So those are the new things that I saw that they're coming out with. So that's going to be exciting to see those. It's okay to see a picture on your phone or your computer, but it's better to see it when you actually have it in hand. Now she's doing the lettering that says, "Dear Tooth Fairy, let's trade." And what's nice about this is you can make it a pillow and put a pillow form in it, or you can just make it a little hanging and not put the pillow form in it if you don't want to. It looks good either way. And they give you, you can change your thread whatever colors you want. You don't have to follow the directions or, the picture that you have here. You can make it your own. So now she's on step 15, and this is the pocket placement line. And those stitches will be removed once you're finished because they're just to show you where the pocket goes. Okay, and you want this folded side up on that line.
Straight.
Yeah, try to get it as straight as you can. And now it's going to stitch the pocket. And a lot of times in the directions they will tell you you can tape it or you can just kind of like hold it. Okay, now you got to trim all that extra material off on the 3 sides. And then this is the pocket where they'll put their tooth, and then during the night the tooth fairy will come and put money. Okay, I got a dime or a quarter. Peter said he got $1. What did you get when you were little?
Just a lot of change.
Just some change, okay.
I read on Facebook one of my friend's daughters is just losing teeth left and right.
Oh,
They're all
no.
come out almost at the same time.
We need to turn that a little closer if you can. Yeah, the money went up. The money goes up, I guess.
Now they probably just get gift cards.
Gift
cards. iTunes gift cards.
Well, that's something they'd probably use, so I think I'd rather have the money.
Yeah, me too. Or fabric.
Or fabric. We wouldn't be able to put much fabric in that pocket, Peter. Even a fat quarter wouldn't fit.
Does that look better?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then she's going to check to make sure her machine's at step 17. Okay, this is going to do the satin stitch.
On it.
And this is interesting to watch how they do this. They go around and then back and then zigzag it. Again, it's just fascinating how they get this all worked out. It'll hold it.
It won't fall out.
It won't fall out. You're right, it won't fall out. And you're going to change it to white thread because you're going to do a decorative stitch over the satin stitches.
Over the top of it.
Here, I'll do that.
Gosh, Virginia. I don't think I need that much, do you?
No, but it likes to come with you.
I know.
By the time you've made one project, you've learned how to thread your machine.
Thread the machine.
That looks good.
So, well, it sounds like, Deborah, you're going to have some interesting projects each month.
Yes, we are. We've got a lot of good ones lined up.
So they will.
And our bobbin, we didn't change our bobbin thread. We use bottom line. It's a grayish color thread. Do I have my little box here? Oh, we can show this. This will hold your bobbin, and this is the bobbin thread we use, and this is like a baby shark. I won't sing, but, and it just goes on there and holds it.
Nice.
So for something like this, we didn't have to change our bobbin thread to the color as our top thread. Sometimes you will have to, it depends on the project you're making.
So did it stitch on top of the satin stitch?
Yes, it just did
It's
a
a pretty-
decorative stitch
yeah.
right around the top of it.
A pretty stitch right on the top of it.
Okay, now the next one, she's on step 19, right?
Machine step 19.
Machine
Yes.
step 19, okay. You're going to do the placement lines for the rickrack.
For the rickrack, okay. And
Okay, now this you're going to have to tape
Tape.
down. Yes.
yeah, because it'll cover it up with the seam, right?
Yeah, but just to hold it, no, you want it the
Okay.
other way. You want it the other way.
Like this?
No, no, this way. You want it this inside.
Okay.
And there's,
Let me see if, yeah, here it is, okay.
yeah, and then you just tape
Tape
it
it.
down like that, just so it holds it. And then I just try to hold it up so it's not twisted.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then you're going to do that one. Can you see? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go a little bit above and tape it. And Kimberbell will even tell you in the directions about 1/4 inch above and tape it, and then you just watch. You're going to now do a tack down line to hold it. And then it'll do this other side the same way. And that's just to hold it and, you know, reinforce it. Okay, then you have to remove the tape once it's done. And you only have a few more steps to go.
Mm.
Yeah, the batting and tape
Don't.
don't mix sometimes very well. And a lot of times you can reuse your tape over and save it, but okay. So now you are ready for this one. So you're going to put this down. If you look at your directions, you want the folded edge this way. And you want to go, it says about 1/4 of an inch beyond your stitch line. So about 1/4 of an inch down below that.
Does that look okay?
Yeah.
What paper pattern step is this?
This is 32. Well, now we're on 33, and she's stitching the tack down line. That's machine step 21. Okay, now you're going to lift your presser foot. Okay, and this one we folded down a little piece, a little edge of it. So it's kind of finished, and you're going to lay that one there. And then they give you a clue.
Yeah, it's upside. I put it this way though, right?
What? No, you want it wrong side. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, and then, no, you're going to go down. You got to go down about 1/4 of an inch. So they said like from here to here, it should be about 2 inches, okay?
From where to where?
From the edge of this material,
Which material?
the first piece we put down,
Uh-huh.
to the stitch line is about 2 inches. So you know that's where, so you have a good overlap here when you turn it. And then they just suggest to put a piece of tape right here just to hold it. And yep, you're ready to go. And now it's going to do the final stitch outline, which should be machine step 22.
And we're going to be through. They'll have a pillow.
Are you excited, Virginia?
I am excited. And just think how long it took. Not very long.
No,
and
it
you've
didn't.
got a piece of embroidery work completely. finished. Uh-oh, yeah.
We didn't go over. Oh, that's all right.
We have to do that.
We'll fix it. Yep. Oh, stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Raise up my.
No, it's caught.
Okay.
Okay, here, let me.
Well, I bragged too soon.
Soon. Completed. You are done. Yeah. So you can take your hoop off.
Step one.
Yeah. So you take your hoop off, and then
Take it out and
Take it
turn
out.
it out.
and then the only thing you have to do now is trim it up. And if you want to come over here. Which I have a mess over here. Okay. Uh-oh, we don't have a. Okay. Oh, Virginia, can you get that ruler that's way over there? Okay, what she's going to do next now is she's going to trim this. Okay, 1/4 of an inch all the way around. All right? Not, and then up here too. Okay, Virginia trimmed 1/4 of an inch outside the last stitch line, and then trimmed the corners, which are in the directions. So now you can turn it
And,
It's an oven mitt.
yeah, well, you could make oven mitts too.
It's a Tooth Fairy oven mitt.
and then we have this cool tool,
Lay it on the cutting table so I can see.
Yeah.
okay? See how the corners don't always come out? So
Yeah.
you can take your tool and you push your corners out.
A little slower.
Oh, sorry. And go down here, push that one out, push that one out. Then you kind of lay it down and look and see whether you like that or not. And there is your Tooth Fairy pillow.
Hold it up, Virginia.
There you go.
So what do you think?
First project, it's great, lots of fun. Great instructions, great teacher, and
And good photographer.
and a good photographer.
Now, we have those in some other colorways
Yes, we have the pink,
hanging around
We
somewhere.
have it in the
Yes.
pink.
or you could pick out your own fabric too.
They can, but we've got, and then this is the other colorway.
Mhm.
So we got two of them.
And the child can go to bed at night
Yeah.
with one of those under their
Right.
pillow and wake up in the morning.
And- Or hang it on their bedpost
Yeah,
if
they
they have
can
a
hang it on their
bedpost.
post.
Or
Right.
and now these don't have the pillow forms in them, but you could put
put
one, or
a
you
s-
can just put it like this.
Yeah, a small.
A small. Kimberbell has this size, but I think they look all right even
And
just
so
this way.
much fun to make.
So, well, thank you very much for being with us for this dealer exclusive
Yes.
for September, and we'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye.